Something else that was signed that has a lot of healthcare professionals really worried is that ICE, which is part of immigration, that policing that could come in and take people and take them out of the country. So ICE can now raid the hospitals. But as nurses, as doctors, as medical professionals, this is something you should know concerning this. You have the right not to disclose any patient information to an ICE agent, because doing that will result to HIPAA violation, except they have a subpoena or they have a summon or they have a warrant, right? Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chinanta Samson. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. Today we're shooting from every angle that we can, so we get a video out there. If you are a newcomer, if this is your first time coming across my video, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, hi, how you doing? You know how we do it here. Do well to like this video, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. So we're gonna dive right into today's video. The last couple of days has been funny in a way. We have a new president of the United States, which is Donald Trump. Yay or not yay. A lot of people have different feelings about it, especially with all the executive orders that he signed coming in on the first day, January 20th. So in this video, we're going to be talking about some of the ones that people are having a very hard time to accept. Alrighty. One of them is going to be the eliminating the DEI program in federal agencies. That one is a big one. I know a lot of people is like, what is DEI? So DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? So this is a program where you are accepted into different positions, or different positions are opened up to you because of based on your race, your religion, your ethnicity, disability, things like that, your sexual orientation too. So that's why sometimes when you're applying for jobs in the United States, you see all these funny questions. We consider them funny questions, where they ask you what is your gender, and then you see male, female, tri, bi, non-binary, and all that long list, right? Compared to when you're applying for a job or in West African countries, let me use that, where generally what you see is male and female, but now you see all these other additions. So they ask you questions about you being disabled, if you have any disabilities, if you need wheelchair accesses, any accommodations that you're going to use while you're on the job, if and when they hire you, if they have to do anything special for you. That makes sense. So one of the orders is eliminating that program, and also defunding the program too as well. So the government is no longer going to be funding that program. So basically, why a lot of people are scared now is you could be fired because of the color of your skin, because you're disabled, or because of your sexual orientation. And that is where a lot of people have a lot of worries when it comes to that. A lot of people are very worried that things are going to be a little bit different now than it used to be. And they feel like they're going to be let go unfairly, and it's not going to hold up in court because these programs are now deactivated. They are now defunded, they've been removed, they've been eliminated. In January of this year, Meta, which is Facebook, also known as Facebook, the owner of Meta, they laid off a lot of candidates, I think about 1,000 employees, because of this program. They were removing the program, the DEI program, from their organization, and they laid off a lot of people on the basis of that too as well. I don't know if you've heard this comment online before, where people talk about diversity hire, where they hire you based on the law. A quotation of your employees should have a mixture in them. It should not just be Caucasians or Mexicans or blacks. We'll have to show diversity, if that makes sense. So removing this program has a lot of people worried, as black people are very, very worried that it might really affect us in a bad way. I think from where the president is coming from, I want to say, I don't know, this is my 2 cents, that I think he might be referring to the gender and the whole sexual orientation part because it's intertwined with this particular program. And I think he's trying to defund anything relating to that because part of his order, moving on to a second point, with the part of his new orders is that there are going to be only 2 genders. He said it in his speech where he said they're now going to be only male and female. Those are the only people that will be recognized. That means you're not going to be recognizing any trans, non-binary, or anything of that nature. Like literally the LGBTQIA plus are no longer going to be recognized in the United States, if that makes sense. I know a lot of Christians are excited about that, and unfortunately, I don't know what to say, but a lot of people are very happy about that. But there's also the after effect where we are now roped in as people of color, even though that is not our belief. Our belief is there's only 2 people that the Lord created in Genesis chapter 1. But at the same time, because of some of the laws are intertwined, it kind of like has like a back effect. I don't think that makes sense, but yeah. Something else is, this is one thing that he has always campaigned upon. Like he has talked about it in all his campaigns, even before he became president, was defunding abortion programs too as well. So one of the orders he signed was halting funding for federal abortion programs. So basically, you cannot abort. A lot of people are also fighting that. It's also in the law. In some states in the United States, you can still abort, but in most states, you cannot. Why they are fighting this? As a medical professional, this is my 2 cents on that. What he's trying to avoid is criminal abortion, where you abort a child for no just cause, like, oh, I don't want to be pregnant, but I found that I'm pregnant, so I'm taking the baby out because I'm not ready to be a parent or anything like that. That is what he's trying to say no to, right? But like I said, there's a lot of things roped inside. So some of these states that accepted this adoption law, even if it's to save your life, the life of the mother, some people would still not do it, right? They would not consider it until it is life-threatening, if that makes sense. So let's say, for example, you had your first child and you have a complication on your second child while the baby is still in womb, right? Like it's not yet time to deliver the child. But you see that there's a risk that when you continue carrying this pregnancy, or if you're to carry this pregnancy to term, there's a possibility that you would lose your life, right? Now, because there is a possibility, not a certainty, most states would not abort the child. You would have to still carry the child. It is certain that you're going to die till they remove the child, which is very disheartening because sometimes when it gets to that point, they may not be able to save the life of the mother, leading to the demise of the mother. So a lot of people are fighting that the abortion laws should still be in place. But then again, we see abortion as murder. A lot of people say abortion as murder. And I think where he's coming from is criminal abortion, where you just want to take out the child for no just cause. But because of the law doesn't specify like, oh no, if you have to do this, leave it like that or leave it like this, right? I remember watching the debate between him and Kamala Harris, and she was talking about, one of her points was that, you know, a mother would need to probably abort a child at 8 months, 9 months because of complications that might have arisen. At this point, abortion has different degrees, right? First of all, let's even start. What's the definition of abortion? Abortion is the expelling of a child before 24 weeks. Right? Anything after 24 weeks is considered premature birth, not even abortion, because you cannot do D&C, right? Where you have to like literally suction it out and all that stuff. This one you have to, after 24 weeks, you would have to deliver. They would have to induce delivery. You have to deliver the child. Now, whether the child survives outside the womb by 24 weeks or not is dependent on the NICU care and other factors that might be in play, right? So that's basically what that means. So that's one thing too that has everybody talking. Another one again that has everybody talking is pulling out of WHO. Everybody's like, why would you pull out from WHO? Like, you need WHO. I really can't find his reasoning on that yet. But I believe that as all this unfolds into his administration, as everything unfolds in his administration, we're going to be able to see what he means, what he's trying to say, the reason why we have to pull out from WHO and how that is good for us. Something else that was signed that has a lot of healthcare professionals really worried is that ICE, which is a part of immigration, that policing that could come in and take people and take them out of the country. So ICE can now raid the hospitals and churches. Most immigrants hide inside a church or in the hospital because they know that ICE cannot forcibly come into the hospital to take them or from the church. But due to the large amount of illegal immigrants that has been migrating into the United States, and this administration really looking into taking out a lot of illegal immigrants. And one of the ways they decided to go about it is by removing that safe space from the church, the hospitals, the mosques, these safe places where illegal immigrants could go hide or be safe in is no longer considered a safe place option anymore because ICE now has the permission to come in to take them. But as nurses, as doctors, as medical professionals, this is something you should know concerning this. You have the right not to disclose any patient information to an ICE agent, because doing that would result to HIPAA violation, except they have a subpoena or they have a summon or they have a warrant, right? A subpoena from a judge or they have a warrant from the police. That is when you can give out their information. Giving out the information of a patient before this would probably cost you your license, in the sense that you broke privacy law, HIPAA, which is our biggest privacy law. So really look out for that. Make sure you see those summons. Make sure you ask for those summons. Don't be scared and be like, oh my God, I don't want to have anything to do with this thing. Nobody should disturb me. Yeah. Ask questions. Ask to see those subpoenas so that your license don't get taken away from you. Protect your patient information. Make sure that your patients are well. Try to give your patient the best care that they can because they came to you, not immigration. So make sure that they are well enough to leave before they leave. And like I said, protect their information. And remember HIPAA. Okay? Okay. Those are like some of the things that has a lot of people talking, has a lot of people scared. One thing again, and I think for the military side, that has some people excited a bit, is the fact that people who were let go from the military during the COVID season because they refused the vaccine. They meet in so many units, so many organizations, to the point that it's a lot of people left the military due to that. Those people can now be reinstated into the military with back pay. But now I don't know if they want to come back into the military and then they'll be paid with back pay, or if they're like, oh, I've tasted civilian life and I like what I'm doing with my life here, so I'm just gonna continue doing that, or they want to come back in and continue the military life and get that back pay in. But even as they're getting the back pay in, let's remember IRS, which is the tax Uncle Sam. Yeah, he's going to be there to take his cut of those money. So I hope they make the best decisions as to what they want. Trump's inauguration and what he means for young people, especially in the business sector, he has a lot of plans to bring money into the US, if that makes sense. Bring money into the government, help businesses. There's some talks about tax reforms for businesses, cutting down businesses' taxes. That way, these businesses can move those fundings that we're supposed to use in paying taxes to hiring more people, hence opening more job opportunities and things like that. But let's see how it goes. I hope this is a wonderful 4 years administration. I wish him a wonderful 4 years administration. And let's see how it runs. Let's see how it goes. And yeah, I have a question for you. If you've made it up to this point, I have a question for you. Would you like me to continue with the series, the military series, or what would you like me to talk about? In my next video, I would like to do a question and answer. So I'm going to be answering questions from the YouTube comment section, and I'm going to be putting on my Instagram story as well, where I need you guys to drop in all the questions you need me to answer in my next video, and we will do that for you all. Okay, do our best to answer as much as we can answer. And what do you think about the next 4 years? What do you think? Do you think we should be expecting now that we have Trump as our president? What do you think would happen? What do you think could happen? All right, let's see. I want to see what you think in the comment section, and I would see you in my next video. Bye.